Podcast, WATP.
They're doing their show, and Johnny's back on the show. So this is from this morning's episode. And if you don't follow Steel Toe real closely, you won't know that not only is there a goal, but there's mini goals within the show. He needs to get to, by the 8 o'clock hour, just $200 left on the goal, or he doesn't feel good about it. And he has all these different milestones that he has to hit.
He has to unlock it like a video game.
Yeah, right, yeah. He has to get the warp whistle at a certain point. It's crazy. So he's not doing well on this specific episode. He's $250 from the goal. He's not feeling good about it. And you can sense the desperation here, which is why Johnny's going to step up and step in for him.
Rebecca with $5 says, fuck off, Lab Glass. Pussy envy, big time. Ooh, donation war. I'm just trying.
Dude, if we start a donation war, I will stand for it. I will filibuster the donation war.
That's right.
Like Cory fucking Booker.
Johnny will stand up if we can knock out today's goal. I will raise the desk and the camera, and I will stay as long as the donations come in. Stand up. Johnny will stand up during the donation rally.
Let's unlock the desk. All right, we're ready to go.
Johnny's ready to stand up.
Button.
Johnny's going to stand up. We're desperate today.
I'm fitting to raise up in this bitch.
We're desperate today. As long as the donations keep coming in, Johnny will stand up. So as long as, what should the clock be? 1 minute or 5 minutes that if a donation doesn't come in, you sit down?
Well, I did a soft test on this. We'll give him 2 minutes between donations.
2 minutes between donations. As long as donations come in, you stay standing?
Yeah.
All right. You following this, Adam?
Yeah.
This is brilliant right here, because Aaron's first thought was a super chatter said something mean about another super chatter. Oh, let's get a super chatter war going. And then you can say something mean about that person, and we just keep this going and escalate it. And I just keep getting money. And whenever Aaron thinks of an idea that gets him money, he gets very excited about it. Johnny, being the good sidekick that he is, says, I got an idea, because we're not doing well. And Johnny has, I think, MS, right? His legs
I know
don't work.
He can't really stand up, yes.
Right.
And that it was
like,
metaphorical to begin with.
Yeah. So he decides, he's like, I got an idea. What if I put myself in a very uncomfortable position? This is almost like those radio stunts they used to do, like if the baseball team was on a losing streak. Like, well, I'll hang out in the stadium until they win a game, or I'll broadcast from the roof of the station until they win a game. So they're doing the same kind of thing. And this is what Aaron was built for. He is such a carnival barker. This is where he's at his best.
All right, we're going to have Johnny. We're going to start the clock at, I'm going to start it at 2:25:30. So there's a 2 minute.
All right.
The way today's donations are going, you might not have to stand for very long. All right.
I know, right? It was a safe bet on my part.
2 minutes on the clock. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Johnny is standing, and he will stay standing as long as there are donations coming into the toe.
I can't wait to hear the people go, he's abusing you, using your disability to make money.
Hey, before you guys start saying that, I just want to say this right now openly. Yes, I am.
Let's not forget, he's also a shock jock. So he's got that going for him, too.
Yeah, that was shockingly unfunny.
He's so excited right now because now there's a stunt going on, and the stunt's all about donating money to him. Mm-hmm. Perfect stunt.
Right.
So,
and it's something different.
Right. It's anything. Just anything different. They're going through the Cory Booker filibuster thing, and it's just boring, and no one cares. No one's engaged in it. And so he's like, guys, we're kind of desperate for some money coming in. And Johnny comes in. People start giving money immediately. But you notice they never specified how much money. It just resets every time there's a donation.
Yeah, they never do.
So it's like people are just putting in $1 just to be like, all right, keep standing, motherfucker. Like that just keeps happening. And Aaron's fine with it. He's like,
of course he is.
This is great.
First, Paul with $2. Restart the clock. He says, rise, Johnny. There we go. All right, 226.40 is the number on that one. You need me more with $1, says stand tall, my man. Fauci's Pangolin gifting a membership. We're at 245. And now Johnny's, all right, 2 minutes resets after that gifted membership. Jeff Jordan, if you want to pass along that gifted membership from Fauci's Pangolin, feel free. All right, Johnny keeps standing for 2 minutes.
You unlock the next
And
level.
every
Yeah.
time a donation comes in, the clock resets.
We reset that clock. Yeah.
Yes. So we're at
I'm really glad I didn't go with 5.
we're at 2:45, and oh boy, hold on a minute.
Oh, are they coming in? Uh-oh.
Yep. Mary with $15 says, "Do it
Thank
for
you.
Johnny." Jacob with $10 says, "This is war." We're down to 220 now with the Johnny rally continuing. Holy shit.
He's so excited. This is everything he wants to have happen. This is the perfect show in his mind. Everything's going perfectly. I like when he tells people if they want to give him money, go for it. Feel free. I love when he says, feel free to do that if you want to. Yeah, no, I know.
Should I? Oh, okay, cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
I was apprehensive at first.
Wait, but do you want me even donating to
Come
the show?
on.
I don't even know
wanna-
if you want it or not.
You might get
No, I do.
offended. I don't want to.
Okay. So now they're doing a thing where they're taking these super chats who are rooting this on, and anytime there's a super chat that says anything, it's hilarious because there's money attached to it. So they think it's great.
165 away from today. Andrea Plus says, "Doing it for Johnny." Nice taint.
Yep.
Nice taint,
Best
Johnny.
gooch in the game.
Let's do it for Johnny, man. We'll do it for Johnny.
Honky
more
with
mic-
$1 says, "If we pool all the donos, BYB Derek will fall on the edge of it."
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
No.
I wasn't paying attention because I'm trying to extend my.
Aaron couldn't contain himself with how funny that was because, of course, Derek is paralyzed from diving into a pool. But the word pool means two different things. So if they pool all the money together, it's not a good joke, is my point. Not a good joke.
My headphone cable. Yeah, dude, that's mean. Come on.
Oh, Helgi with
It was a
$5.
slip.
Helgi says, "This is like watching Cuba Gooding Jr. walk in his dive suit in Men of Honor."
Deep cut. Ooh,
Well, I mean, they're just losing their mind over these chats. It's amazing how funny $5 could be on this show. If you got $5, you are Dave Chappelle. Pretty good deal. So, is the rally going to end? What's happening here?
going in.
All right, Johnny standing up for the next minute and 5 seconds unless another
Is
contribution.
this the end of the Philibooker?
Every
That's what I'm calling it too. When I do a standing bit, it is a Philibooker. I'm doing a Philibooker.
Well, every contribution that comes in resets the clock for another 2 minutes.
All right.
But it does look like this big $130 rally we just went on might be wrapping up as we have 45 seconds left. And Johnny is standing up for another 40 seconds.
You know what's great about this too, this bit, and I guarantee they're going to bring this back again. Aaron was having so much fun, is not only is it making him money, but it gives him more numbers to throw around.
Yes.
He loves numbers. If we get within 50, I'll give you 30. And if we get to this amount by 8, we'll do that. And this. And now he's talking about both time and money.
He could have been an auctioneer.
He should have been an auctioneer.
I'm still standing.
All right, man. You might get to sit your ass down.
That's not a bad thing.
That would be 9 minutes. In 30 seconds, it will be a 9-minute stand. Let's see.
And 30 will be 9.
So
Got it.
far, so good. And then Penis Hat is next. 15 seconds.
I mean, the show's not even a show anymore. He's just literally watching a timer go down.
And that's how Johnny died.
If no other contributions come in, Johnny gets to sit down. Here we go. 10.
I get to do a
9,
countdown.
8, 7, 6, 5.
So normally, we're only 2.5 hours into the show. Normally, the countdown happens at the 4-hour mark. And now he gets to do the countdown in the middle of the show. This is fantastic.
It's very exciting.
It's everything he wants to be doing.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let me hit refresh. Oh,
course.
$1 from Mussolini Tiff. He just kept it
The
alive.
Philibooker continues.
The
Hilarious.
Philibooker continues. $2 from Coltrane. He says, reset it. You need me more with $1, says poor Johnny. They kept you all the way to the end that time.
Right?
$5 from
Right.
Toe Rogan. He says, I'm helping.
Thank you.
145 away from today's goal. And we are on track with today's goal. Thanks to Johnny saving the show today.
Yep.
Yep, not you.
It has nothing to do with anything Aaron is doing. Johnny is saving the show with his disability. What a guy.
It was really hard to listen to what they were saying because from the second they came on screen, especially when Johnny's like real close to the camera and shot from above, like he's kind of looking up at you from this deep well, and Aaron looks so small in the frame, and they just, I mean, they look like the villains. If there was ever any question, like these are the evil nerds, I would know. You're the bad guys.
Right, yes, you've played this role before.
You can tell from the visual. And if there was any suspicions that there might be some good there, you started by asking the question, would it be abusing a handicapped man if you're asking the question, Aaron, don't do it. If you're asking the question, then you're not the good guy. He was all about it, Johnny, when it was a fun idea when it started. He's visibly in pain. His smile is gone. He's having trouble. And the worse he feels, the happier you are.
Right.
Because you're the villain, Aaron.
Guys, maybe it's not an appropriate time to say this, but tune in tomorrow to WATS. I am going to humiliate Blind Mike. It's going to be so great. I'm going to flash up. I'm going to flash up photos and stuff. Man, do you know what this is? You should, man. It's super cool. You're missing out.
And no matter what happens or how much he doesn't like it at the end or people are offended, just keep telling them he says it's cool.
Yeah, no. Mike told me this was a lot of fun for him, even though he's frowning now and I see a tear rolling down his cheek. He told me he loves this kind of stuff. This is interesting. So while this is all happening, our boy Melton was sniping the show. Mm-hmm. And what Patrick Melton was doing was just playing Aaron's show. Patrick wasn't even on it. He wasn't talking. He was just playing Aaron's show on his channel. And I was tuned into this a little bit today because the chat is very interesting over on Melton's channel watching all of this. And so somebody makes Aaron aware of that.
Actual Steel Toe fan says, oh no, there's a stream snipe that has 400. We have 700. We're almost doubling them. Ooh, that's rough. Another win for the Toe. All right, we got 1 minute and 30 seconds now.
I want to point out, because I was watching both of these, that Aaron is adding up his Rumble and YouTube viewers, and we know that Rumble is not real. The numbers there are not real. Rumble is real. It's an actual website, but you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
I was watching this on Melton's channel, and they were both under 400. They were hovering around the 350 mark, but Melton had more viewers watching Aaron through his channel than Aaron had watching him on his channel.
That's got to infuriate him.
Not a good sign, but Aaron quickly just goes, but we have 700 and they only have 400, so we're crushing it. It's like, dude, if you have 20 people watching this show, watching your show through your adversary, that's not good. Like, why would you think that they would have to have more viewers? It's not like he's doing Nobody Likes Onions. And by the way, when he does do Nobody Likes Onions, he gets way more viewers than Aaron gets.
Every time he says win, I think cope.
Yeah, right. Another cope for the Toe.
Of you standing. I'm sure there's a lot of people who hate Steel Toe that just despise that we're doing this for fun.
Right now, they're just fucking not even doing anything. The goddamn crippled guy is standing. Oh, fuck, oh, I could do that. Like, yeah, you able-bodied bitch. That's kind of the point.
But this is interesting right now because now Aaron has been reminded of the Steel Toe haters. And now he's thinking about how they're perceiving what's going on here. Because, oh, shit, there's someone sniping me and there's 400 people watching the snipe.
Yeah. He's like, oh, man, I was having fun for a second.
Yeah, here I was making all this money, humiliating my friend, but now I think people are probably going to call me out for that.
Yeah, the haters.
At least you don't have an unhealable sore on your face that is probably AIDS or monkeypox.
Now that's a shot at Patrick Melton.
Wow.
Which is funny because his name was not brought up in the chat that he read. It just says you're being sniped. And you could tell it bothered him because at first he goes, I'm killing him. Another win for the Toe. And then he says that Patrick Melton has monkeypox.
At least I'm not an ugly jerk.
140 away from today's goal. Joe.
Very exciting. 140 away from the goal.
Oh.
So he brings this up again without anyone even talking about it. You could tell this is now in the back of his mind. It's bothering him as he's doing the show.
All right, 236.20. And actual Steel Toe fans, sorry that we're just about doubling their numbers. That's unfortunate. Oof. I think it's definitely over for the I think the Toe has definitely won the war by a landslide. We got 1:30 left, Johnny. If no donos come in the next minute 30, you get to sit down.
He goes, I think we've definitely won by a landslide, by the way. It wasn't just if you guys thought it went into overtime or something, it did not. This isn't a game 7, all right? Just so you know.
Another cope.
Yeah.
And all it took was torturing a handicapped person. If only we had more of you, Johnny. Do you know any others? Can you bring some next week so we can make this our rally song? This will be the bit. Dun 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 dun.
I think it's so funny that someone tells him there's 400 people watching his show through another channel, and everyone in the chat is clowning Aaron, and Aaron immediately spins that into a victory. Rather than just be like, well, that's kind of shitty. I mean, you shouldn't be rebroadcasting someone without doing something to make it your own. Instead of saying anything like that.
Right, something articulate.
he just goes, well, we're fucking awesome. There's proof. It is? Okay.
Toad Climbs Mountain says, should have been a $10 minimum for this abuse, and throws us 10.
Yeah. Rather than take $1 to keep Johnny standing for 2 minutes at a time, maybe you should have thought of that a little bit.
Thank you.
All right, from now on, now that we're at a hundo, here's what we should do. We should have made some kind of minimum.
So now Aaron's like, oh, you know what? We could be asking for more money.
That's a really good idea.
This is working very well, asking for money. What if we asked for more money, actually?
And as that's happening, Johnny is starting to waver. He's starting to squirm. The smile and the sarcasm is gone, and it's just kind of sweat and a lot of movement. He's
His
not
arms
having
keep
fun.
bracing himself. He's grabbing at things nonstop.
And what happened with his microphone? Was it in a stand?
It was, but when he stood up, he had to dislodge it from the stand.
Okay, that can't be helping him standing up at all.
Probably not.
$1 minimum to keep this going.
Okay.
All right.
I'm fine with that.
We're raising the stakes. You just can't do $1 every 2 minutes. No, you guys haven't been doing that. Susan with $2 says, Aaron, run in place now. Yeah, should I have to do something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Come up with that
Tell
on
the
your
truth.
own. I'm not an able-bodied person, so
like
I thought
I-
standing
yeah.
was a big deal.
I feel like I should have to run in place or something. All right, start the clock. 242.50. 242.50 is the number. $100 away from today's goal. I stand in solidarity with Johnny.
Here we go.
I stand with Johnny.
Let's
I'm
keep this bit
standing
going.
too.
Yeah. Now you're standing up. This is great.
I'm standing too.
How insulting.
I know.
Wow.
And
One leg.
Yeah.
The only reason to do this is to keep the thing going.
Right, of course.
Hey, guys, now I'm standing up. Huh? And this wacky, shouldn't he be giving us money right now? What a crazy bit we're doing.
And you can tell I'm a good friend because I upped it to $10.
Yeah, all of a sudden now it's 10 now that he's standing up. All this time, 20 minutes has passed by, and there's nothing happening on the show. This isn't a show anymore. It's all about just, hey, give us money, and Johnny will still be standing up, or maybe he'll be sitting down. I don't see money coming up. There's money. He's still standing up. What kind of fucking show is this?
I finally saw what you were talking about. I didn't grasp it before, but he's obsessed with these numbers the way John is obsessed with bigger words, because they both think the sound of it makes them come off like smart and like this is a real show. He doesn't want to talk about his life. He just wants to report on things that are happening, but he won't create anything that's happening really. So he's just letting you know these numbers as if it's like info. It's his job to tell us, and he just wants to keep going back to that so he doesn't have to talk about himself.
Well, all the great broadcasters through the years come on and talk about their ratings and talk about how they're crushing the competition. And I remember Tucker Carlson, he'd spend the first 20 minutes of every show talking about how he's beating CNN in the ratings.
Another win for Tucker.
Let's look at this demo. Here's a demo that advertisers really enjoy, the 25 to 54-year-old male. Let me show you what my numbers are compared. This is what Aaron would be doing, though, in the same situation. It's all he'd be obsessed with. You ready for it to get as douchey as possible? Just when you thought this was as bad as it was going to get, oh no, it gets worse.
Keep standing. Helgi with $5 says, I have to do jumping jacks. All right, I'm not going to be able to refresh Streamlabs or PayPal or Venmo while I'm doing these jumping jacks. $75 away from today's goal, and 248.40 is the new number. So now I have to do jumping jacks for 2 minutes.
This is the most gay thing we've ever done, but it's awesome.
For sure. This is 100% the gayest shit we've ever done.
It's not gay, it's humiliating.
Yeah, it's really lame.
It's really lame. And I know for them, everything is gay. That's like the word that they always use. But there are other words to describe how embarrassing this is for both of you.
All right, so I'm starting my stopwatch, and I'll let you know when it's just about.
Wait a minute, I've been doing this for like 20 seconds. 2:48:40 is the number.
No, not the number. I'm talking about. I started my.
You know what? I take that back. The way he does jumping jacks is gay. Never mind. This is the gayest thing.
I'm starting my stopwatch for the 2 minutes thing, so we don't go over on that end.
A minute 30.
I can just reset it every time we reset.
I don't have to go to the gym today.
Right, dude, we're getting so much done. We're being productive and helping our fitness. Although the sad part for me, standing counts as exercise.
I gotta move this. I keep tripping on it. I'm gonna fall down.
Johnny's going to pass out.
All right,
Did you get your steps in today? Yeah. Did you get your stand? Yeah,
1 minute and 10 seconds left.
Do we have anyone else doing anything?
Nope.
All right.
All good.
There you have it. Bouncing tits do not an audience make.
1 minute.
Example A.
1 minute. Less than 1 minute.
I gotta say that shirt and the jumping jacks does really make your man boobs pop. I don't know if they're really.
Look at how happy Aaron is, though. And the whole reason, everything with happiness with him is money. They just had a nice rally that happened in the middle of the show, got him back to one where his goal is on track. And he's so excited to be doing jumping jacks on his stream.
Really there, or if it's an optical illusion. But I feel like either way, I believe. Although they are some Zegler tits, I will be honest. Those are small full rangers.
35 seconds. Yeah. 30 seconds.
Stop trying to be entertaining, Johnny. We're talking numbers here, all right? Gotta get it back to numbers. Adam,
I refuse to believe that he's not getting off on torturing this guy, because it's one thing to go stand. It's another thing to go, well, that looks hard for you. I'll show you how easy it is for me. And while I'm showing you how easy it is for me, you run the show.
Yep.
You do all the talking.
Yep.
He's just piling more and more weight on this guy, waiting for him to crumble so he can make money off it.
Johnny wants to know if he can sit down now.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron can't even be bothered to see if there's money coming in.
No, because he's a happy starfish, isn't he?
He really is.
Oh, no, I think we're going to end. The what is it? The Philibooker is going to come to an end at this point? All right. Everything was fine until Aaron started jumping up and down. Let's just be clear.
Fuck.
The able-bodied person.
JB Gunner TV with $5 says, great tits. They're flopping like Johnny's legs as he stands. No
You're more
more
out of
money.
breath than Johnny.
I like he keeps saying no more money. You're the best.
Okay. So I have one more clip on here because this is as humiliating as it can be. It's probably time to call it quits and go back to doing a show, right?
53:30. 2 minutes left. I think I'm going to call it. I think I want to
sit down.
I want to get back to a show. Yeah.
All right.
There was a funny bit, and you got us down to $50, which is fucking awesome.
It's almost 30 minutes went by the way. I want to point out.
I thank you. I thank you for coming up with this idea.
See how badly Johnny wanted to sit down? Because he goes, there's 2 minutes to go. He goes, we'll call it. And Johnny goes, yeah, it's enough. We get it.
But I want you to sit down because this is.
Oh, how sweet.
Nervous?
That's so sweet of you,
I
Aaron.
trust you.
You shouldn't.
But no, it's really more just the
Help your friend. Help him sit down. Get off
really
the
more
phone.
just you're exploiting yourself.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like I've been made a party to your exploitation of yourself.
Oh, so you just don't want to be part of it anymore. Okay.
You're making
I'll
me
exploit myself more on my show if you guys want to pay me to stand some more.
191. So wait a minute. So you went to 54. So 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes you stood tall.
Gotta get in shape if I'm going to do stage time later in the summers and stuff.
Oh, there you go. 191 Redbird says, the fact that your listeners will die before donating out of the goodness of your heart, but will cash out their retirement to torture a man with a rotting brain.
You guys are all so funny. Was that a funny bit or was that just a profitable bit? I've never seen Aaron more excited to be on his own show.
This was like whatever the opposite of that Jerry Lewis telethon was.
Let's bring the kids out and torture them for a minute. What do you say?
Dance! Dance!
Crawl back in your wheelchair.
Yeah, you're right. He is so happy. Normally, he's trying to cope by holding himself, but he's giving himself a hug today.
He's literally arms up in the air, jumping up and down. Literally. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to him.
Look it.
It's like the movie Gladiator when they show the crowd scenes and every single person is standing like this, like a video game. Like that's him during this part of the show. He's like, money, 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 money.
And if you're supposed to be a radio guy, jumping jacks and standing is not the best radio.
He's got a meeting in May to get back on the radio. I'm
sure they want more calisthenics.
Definitely. If you could be out of breath more often, that'd be great. Advertisers love a live read where you can't breathe real well.
And let the audience decide whether it's racist or you're picking on the handicap. Let them decide. You don't have your own barometer of what's tasteful and how you should treat your friends. Let them vote on it.
I have one more clip on here I wanted to play because Aaron is talking about hackamania, and there's a number of lies that come out that I want to address here.
No PAA podcast. I'm not going to go to a failed event that might have to change venues because nobody's going.
Okay, so he's reading some type of comment about Vegas, and he says that the Vegas event we have coming up, Hackamania, hackamania.com, promo code WATP, is failing and may need to change venues because it's not selling any tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Completely made up, completely fabricated. The venue is booked, it's done. We've already sold plenty of tickets.
No, he's a news guy. He's got numbers
viable.
And fractions. No. This is he knows
sold
what's
more
up.
tickets than last year already, and we still have 45 days to go, or 2 months, or whatever it is. So none of this is
Why would he lie
accurate at all.
about it? I don't understand.
Well, it's amazing, Adam. He does this thing, and I've seen this with other guys like him, where they read something on the internet from just an anonymous random person, but they want to believe it, and that makes it true.
That's too bad, by the way. Taste Fairy says, come to Hackamania and leave with bed bugs. The good news for them is they have nowhere to go but up from last year. They couldn't even fill the place. They didn't have USB cords. They had to borrow them from people who paid to show up. And everyone left with bed bugs. So,
okay. None of that is true. And I love the fact that he goes, wow, what a failed event they had that they decided to throw again the next year and make it an annual event that all of a sudden more people are already going to. The USB cord thing is such a weird, they force people who paid for it to give them their USB cords. No, they showed up to the venue and realized they needed a cable, and they sent Rocco out to go buy one, and then by the time he got back, they found it. That's the story. It's not that compelling. It's really not that interesting. They asked around a little bit. Rocco went to the store. They had it. It was fine.
And the bed bugs?
The bed bugs are completely fabricated. Could you imagine if there was a hotel in Las Vegas that had bed bugs? That'd make the news. That's a pretty big deal right there. So that was just a completely made up thing. Do you imagine people who went to Vegas, got bed bugs, and they're just like, so we do this again next year? Where do I sign up?
Definitely.
So fucking stupid.
You released a video this morning, I think, with Trucker Andy talking about Steel Toe right here. And he was raising money by playing Hava Nagila.
Oh, God.
Let me tell you something, Aaron. My niece is like 13 years old, and when she learned about the Holocaust in school, it really fucked her up. Mm-hmm. She just had no idea that she lived in a world where that was possible, right? And she became obsessed with it. She would read about it. She would just go down this wormhole on YouTube. She was just trying to process it. It was a little disturbing. When we took a trip to New York, everyone got to pick where they wanted to go, and she wanted to go to the Museum of Tolerance.
Okay.
Because she was having such a hard time just processing this. And I remember we took her to the Museum of Tolerance, and afterwards we were talking, and I don't remember how it came up, and I don't even remember the setup, but I told her a joke where we all know it. The punchline is, Minecraft? I thought you said Mein Kampf. And the look on her face when I said that was like this shocked, like ecstatic. She had no idea you could joke about a thing like that.
Right.
And once she learned you could, everything changed. And it was like she finally had an outlet for everything she was feeling. And it was like, well, if I have to live in a world where this kind of thing exists, I'm so grateful to live in a world where at least we can laugh about it. And then she became obsessed with Holocaust jokes, and that was her bit forever. And that's its own issue. But the point is, Aaron,
What a
you
story
don't,
arc for your niece. Holy shit.
6 million, am I right? Huh?
right? Because if you're lucky enough to spend like 5 minutes with someone like Dan Byrne or Patrice O'Neill or anything, you learn that this is why we're allowed to make these jokes. And you don't get to tell me that I don't appreciate or see the value in a good Jew joke. But when you play Hava Nagila while you're raising money, it's so lazy. It's so boring. It just says, I am making fun of people that I don't even know anything about. I picked the lowest hanging royalty-free fruit that I could get my hands on to make just the cheapest, most boring joke that exists. You're not a broadcaster. You're not a newsman. You're not even Scorch, Aaron. So this is going to end really badly because no one who watches what you just did to Johnny is thinking, well, that's a man who learned his lesson from that sexting case. There's a man who's reformed. You're just getting worse and worse by the day, and I can't wait until we reach our goal and you're gone.
He's I don't want him to go anywhere. I want him to stick around, but he's
I want him humbled.
He does need to be humbled. He's been run off the radio, he's been run off Twitch, he's been kicked off YouTube multiple times, and he doesn't learn, he doesn't change. The content of his show, we were talking earlier about how everything's gay. The content of his show is geared towards me when I was in 7th grade. This is how bad he is at insults and explaining things. Just everything's just gay.
That's what I mean by that's so offensive. Like,
Right.
when we used to say it, whether it's true or not, like, it never occurred to me that we were actually referring to somebody's sexuality when I was like 8 years old. It just meant
not.
lame. So when it had another meaning and someone's like, I don't want you to say, fine, whatever, I don't give a shit. He's not holding on to the old way of saying it and saying I'm naive about it. He's not saying, no, this is how I feel. I want a certain kind of man. He's just being boring and lame and
Lazy.
Sorry.
It's laziness, for sure.
It really is, and that's what's the most offensive. If you're going to make jokes like that, make it funny, give it a purpose, and stop abusing your friends.
From last year, they couldn't even fill the place. They didn't have USB cords. They had to borrow them from people who paid to show up, and everyone left with bed bugs. So it can only, and they're having it in like the poorest hotel in Las Vegas. So they're doing all right. Taste Fairy says greasy clothes is more of a Melton problem. I do kind of feel bad, like that whole thing's shutting down. They're paying for live viewers now, from what I've been reading.
Just another blatant lie. Now he's paying for live viewers. Like, all of these villains go through the same arc. You know, obviously we saw Kevin Brennan go through this arc where poof. Shuli's buying views. They're buying super chats. None of it's real. Stuttering John did that. Now this retard is doing that. He saw it on a subreddit somewhere. It must be true.
And I love how he paints this picture of like I was reading, like it was in the Washington Times.
Right.
Not, you were scrolling Reddit and you found. Nobody sent it to you. You didn't read it. You watched it on your little phone.
They really don't have anything else to talk about. They took a big L. Remember, they had their big announcement that was going to change the narrative. That we shit all over that. That went nowhere. Nobody's talking about them.
Wow, a lot of context there. Thanks, Aaron. Everyone knows precisely what you're talking about. Remember when they did that thing and I was just like, that sucks? And they were like, yeah, you're right. I'm an idiot. That was a pretty big W for me.
Yeah, another win.
Like, what the fuck? What kind of broadcasting is this? Say what you're saying. Explain what you mean.
I mean, I've always said, I said it a while ago, when you make your show based on something else, you don't do an actual show, you're on a time crunch. You're going to fall apart at some point. And I'm not going to act surprised, but this is about the last hurrah. This is the peak. Well,
so he just said when you make your show about something else, his show is about making money. His show is about give me money.
Well, it's about something.
He proved that. He did 30 minutes in the middle of it because people were giving him money, so he just kept doing it. So now he just realized he made a mistake. He goes, and he's talking about Patrick Melton's show, I'm sure. And he goes, okay, here's the problem. Your show is at its peak. It's like, wait, what? Is that what you're saying? Because I thought you were winning and he was losing and he's a loser. So now he's going to realize that was dumb.
I think the peak was It kind of peaks with our peak. Like, it can't do anything without me.
Whoa, so you've already peaked?
That's what it sounds like.
He's getting all fucked up. He should not have brought this up because now it's ruining his argument completely.
Wait, my widow's peak.
I love that.
So, like, when we were going through all the shit, that was the peak for them. Now that my stuff's coming in for a landing and everything's aces, yeah, unfortunately.
Everything's aces. I thought there was going to be a settlement deal for this felony case. There still hasn't been a settlement. It's weird.
Lee, that's going to mean a bust for them. The boom has bust. The bubble has burst, if you will. Plus, we do such a good job of like shitting on them and making fun of their fans. And
right.
We make them really mad. They get upset. Mm-hmm. We just have fun with it. So I think we're kind of impervious in many ways.
It seems that way. That's why you're talking about it.
It's so bizarre. If you had to explain to someone, demonstrate to someone what gaslighting is, it is Aaron's show at pretty much any point within the show. He'll tell you how someone else sucks and how he's amazing and how his numbers are great and they're trailing off and they're losing and they're going away and it's not going to happen anymore.
I was reading it.
It's not far from Chad Zumach, honestly.
Who are these podcasts?